How's it? All right. I put that bolt on the outside. It's easier to work with once it's on. Okay, now that bolt's in there. I've got my shock in here, and what I want to do is want to connect it to my tranny. So, get that shock bolt in there a little bit. So I have the weight here and here, and it's helping, and there. So I only found a washer on the inside of both of these. Your nipple goes on the outside, and under here, well, I guess it goes from the bottom. Hopefully there's enough light. There we go. Just get that started there. Okay, now the trick is now just to get this to fit up in here. On your CVs, there's a little hole here and here. The bigger holes where these little mounting tabs in this goes, and then the smaller ones, of course, where the screwers go. So, okay, so that's on there. That didn't work. Let's try again. There it goes. So basically, once you find those two little mounting tabs, this axle CV will line up, and it helps get these little tiny axle pieces going. So, everything's slippery and greasy, of course, as you mechanics know that. Okay, I'm going to get these on there. This was kind of boring, but I'll get back to you guys in just a minute. Okay, here I'm tightening up the CV bolts. Once you get all that crap in, make sure, like I said, you have your gaskets in there. Okay, next is the shock bolt. And I always put a little bit of lube on the edge of these things so the shocks go in and out nice. Okay, I just tighten that just a minute. But once again, this bolt in here is really hard to get to because of this fender and everything here, so get this bolt over here tightened up. Wipe all the grease off everything. We'll go into here. We'll time lapse it. You want to turn off. And once again on this, the bolt in here is tight. Those are all snug. This is tight, but not tightened all the way. Same with this. So we have some playroom here. Everything's okay. I don't have any binding. This is the bottom plate. This is the middle plate. And I'm going to go by these small little areas here. Actually, I won't be able to see those. But under here, under the plate, I've scratched little marks so I know where these line it up. Right around the curves and the straight. Because this is, I guess you can adjust these according to some people. So, but I like to keep mine just like it was. This little hole stays on the outside, so you use this one, and that one. See that like that? Bring it up. I'm going to start the bolt on the bottom, which is in that little circle. That way this thing won't slide out if I want to move it around. Okay, so the scratches I made in the outline of this bottom bracket are all in line. So now I can use this by 17 and hand tighten as best I can. Okay, just done. The brake line with the little clip is all done. Screwed it back in here. Still have to bleed both sides of the car, but since the nipples are right here, I'm going to leave the wheel off this side and the other side. That's all bolted on. The shock's bolted on. The emergency brake is all bolted again. So greased a bunch of stuff in here because they say once again that it's noisy once you use the polygraphite bushings. No binding. Just a little drag for the emergency brake, just a little bit. That's basically it. It was virtually painless other than just getting the bushings and just tapping them in. The front ones, I understand you have to use a press. Ouch, got a little metal shard on my leg. But all in all, we took a 1 hour lunch break. It probably takes about 2 hours to take your time and do this. Let the bolts soak. Take your time. It's raining outside, so we kind of lucked out. So, and it doesn't move anymore like it did before. It would move up and down with about a good 1/4 inch play. Now it's nice and solid for the next 40 years. So hope this helped you guys. If you have any other comments, hope they're good. Any other additional need to knows, nice to knows would be great. And
The other side's the same.
the other side is exactly the same. The other side took me about 6 hours taking my time, but it was not as bad as I thought. Just take your time. Make sure you clean all your threads. Use WD-40 and grease where needed. Take your time to do it right, and it should last. And it probably saved about maybe $800 worth of labor and parts and such, because you know mechanics always find something else that your car is going to need. So, plus I know I did it myself, and I feel good about that. So, good luck, thanks, and we'll see you again.